Alrighty, guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. Here, we're gonna go ahead and get everything all figured out and set up here. Let's see here. 1 second, y'all. But hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's, like I said, having a great day so far. We're gonna go ahead and finish setting up real quickly. But yeah, we do have a big event here for tomorrow, guys. We're going to need to really look out for. If you guys are just now joining us and you're new to this, we are watching for a severe weather event here to be kicking off. What's up, Wyatt? Hope you're doing good, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. We're going to finish setting up here for the stream. Here we go. Perfect. I'm going to put this in chat just to keep that there. All right, y'all. What's up, guys? So what about Thursday for Tennessee, says Wyatt. So we do have an extension for severe weather coming up here for Halloween. Now for Tennessee, per se, which we're going to go ahead and pull up now on the SPC's Outlook here. As of right now, we have a little bit of a threat along like western Tennessee here. There's a little marginal risk out there for maybe a little bit of severe weather being possible. So we'll have to look out for that. But yeah, honestly, the storm's going to be a lot weaker by the time we do get there overall. So we'll definitely need to look out for that. What's up, Arnold? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. What's up, Samuel? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Jill? So Michigan, actually, Michigan does have a threat for Halloween. We do got ourselves a little bit of a marginal risk here. Let's go ahead and turn down that data a little bit. But yeah, we do have you can see that dark green that goes up into Michigan here. We do have a little bit of a threat here. Hold on 1 second, y'all. So we'll have to look out for that. A little bit of damaging winds possible. Perfect. Here we go. All right. But yeah, no, Michigan we'll have to keep an eye out there for. What's up, Maria? Hope you're doing good. How about southeastern Oklahoma? So Oklahoma is actually one of the big areas we got to look out for. If we hop over here to tomorrow's Outlook, we do have pretty good threat out there. We have that slight risk at level 2 out of 5. We actually do have I believe 5% chance for tornadoes out here. Here, let's pull up Maine SPC's website here overall. So yeah, southeastern Oklahoma, a lot of Oklahoma here, we have that 5% chance for tornadoes. We do have that hatch risk for tornadoes, guys, tomorrow. So this area here, basically indicating that we could have some tornadoes, maybe EF2 or greater. So we'll have to look out there for that. Let's see here. So Chris, Tennessee, western Tennessee on Halloween could have a couple of isolated severe storms here, potentially. Let's see here. Good evening, Andrew. Any opinions on what the storms will do with the 11,000 plus acre wildfires in Oklahoma? So obviously there is going to be a bit of precipitation coming with this event here. Hopefully that'll help suppress some of that wildfire activity because, we've been very, very dry and windy here for the last while. So, we could get a little bit of precipitation out there. Here, let's pull up the last long run model here. Yeah, you can see that we do get some storms popping off out here and throughout Oklahoma. It looks like roughly, let's see here, roughly around 5 p.m., around 5 p.m. Central Time, we could get some of those storms firing off across Oklahoma. Kind of see maybe starting off as just a couple of semi-discrete thunderstorms. We'll have to look out for that. And of course, as the day progresses and as we go into the evening, you can see we do have a line that does potentially develop. So we'll need to look out for that. What's up, Grace? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Let's see here. SDO1 says, hello, just got here. What does it look like for Amarillo, Texas? It's been so dry here. Yes, a lot of people's been dealing with a lot of dryness, that's for sure. Now for Amarillo, the thing is that we're not expecting any severe weather out there in Amarillo, so you're good. You're good regarding like the damaging storms and stuff like that. We're not expecting any of that nearby for your area. Unfortunately, it looks like you're not going to get much rain at all, if any at all. Honestly, it doesn't look like much of any rain is going to be happening out there, unfortunately. The one thing you will notice, though, out of this event here is the winds. It's still going to be very, very windy out there, which is, going to hurt with wildfire potential. I mean, if we look at the humidity as well, humidity is extremely low out in these regions here, which is just a huge problem. I mean, this is just wildfire conditions right here. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like you're going to be getting much of anything out there regarding any precipitation. So it's going to be a little bit dry to continue on. Let's see. Storms coming out Vicksburg, Mississippi, says Samuel. So here in Mississippi, we do actually have a threat for Halloween. Top to our day 3 outlook. This is for Halloween. So we do have a little bit of a severe weather threat along the northwestern side of the state of Mississippi for Halloween. So the areas here in that green bean looking thing here. So that is a low end severe weather risk. Where there's possibility of maybe a little bit of severe thunderstorm activity. As far down as south as Texas, going as high up to the north as Michigan. I mean, it's a pretty tall risk, but pretty skinny. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking out there for. Maybe northwestern Mississippi could see a little bit of severe weather, but a lot of the central eastern sides probably will not. Let's see here. Do I think Dallas will get hit bad on Thursday? So Dallas is not going to get anything really on Thursday. The main thing is going to be there for Wednesday, tomorrow. Dallas does have a slight risk, which is at level 2 severe weather threat. If we take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center, we do have a 5% chance for tornadoes. If you can see down there where I'm highlighting, Dallas is in the 5% chance for tornadoes. So what that means is that within 25 miles of your area, a big radius within 25 miles of you, there is a 5% chance of a tornado dropping in that region there. So that's what we're looking out there for. Let's see. Has there been any changes since my last live for northeastern Kansas? Not really. No. I mean, it's still relatively the same. If I remember correctly, Maddie, you were up there in that 10% hatch zone, right? So that's something you're going to need to look out for because, yeah, this region here, this is that hatch risk area. This is where we could potentially see, tornadoes being greater than EF2. That's where we have a significant tornado threat with potential for potentially large and strong tornadoes out there. So we'll have to look out there for that in eastern Kansas overall. But, yeah, not a lot has changed, really. What's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing good. Samuel says rainy weather on the 31st. Happy Halloween night. So yeah, well, there will be a little bit of precipitation, a little bit of severe weather potential for Halloween. Like I said, the dark green areas here indicating where a little bit of severe weather could be possible. So we could have some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms for Halloween as far down south as Texas, going all the way up even towards Michigan, which is kind of crazy. It's a possibility, but it's a pretty low end threat overall. Let's see here. What's up, Binksy? Hope you're doing good. Brandon says, do I think that they'll expand that 10% hatch further south into Oklahoma? Personally, well, first of all, let me look at some of the models here and see what we're talking about. If we go ahead and pull up our instability and stuff, well, we do have a lot of fuel. It's a lot of instability, a lot of fuel for these thunderstorms here. Absolutely. Our wind shear, we still have a pretty strong lower level jet, so those lower level winds are really moving to the north, which is extremely important for tornado formation. If I grab a sounding, just a quick little peek, so I can look at it, just getting a rough overview of the atmosphere. We do got some violent veering here. So our surface, our winds are moving to the north, and our lower altitude here, but still above ground, moves to the northeast. So that sudden change in wind direction and wind speed makes that tornado happen. Makes that tornado conditions happen. Now, if it's going to be upgraded to a 10 sig, I honestly couldn't really tell you. We'll just have to see how things play out tomorrow and how those models hold up overnight. Let's see. What's up, Samuel? Saying good, thank you, no problem. Anytime, man. RYK, I don't know how you say your name perfectly, but we're going to hold off on that for now because it's still a couple days away. And plus, I want to kind of focus just on this event here first. Let's see here. Jam. We do have another tropical system. Like I said, we do have a tropical system that we are monitoring here. But right now, probability is fairly low. We have a 40% chance. It's been that way for the last 3 days or so. So let's see here. Hex says, I don't even know what that means. Plus, I don't even know if I can be able to pronounce that. Once again, that's one thing that you're going to find out if you're new here is that pronunciation of people's names and everything's just, I'm not the best at it. But anyways, let's see, the low level clouds today were hauling. Oh, I'm sure they were. You know, that's really showing those lower level winds here. I mean, they are screaming. If we take a look at the wind gusts out here, you know, here for tomorrow, you know, actually here, this is actually for this morning. This is within a couple of hours here. You can see that there's a lot of purple there. That's showing us that we're going to be seeing a good 40s to 50 mile per hour wind gusts out there, which is pretty hefty. And that also carries up in towards like Kansas too a bit. You know, these winds ahead of the cold front, you know, ahead of the storm line is still going to be very strong. I mean, which, you know, I'm sure you guys have been feeling that for the last little bit. You know, it's certainly been pretty crazy. Let's see. What's up, coverage? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. What's up, Deborah? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Strong warm air advection. Absolutely. Yeah, we have that advecting northerly air from the Gulf supplying that moisture and warmth. That's just really setting us up for this event here. Samuel says, hey, what's up? Next November. Nice. Very cool, Samuel. Let's see. We're supposed to get a trace of snow tomorrow morning. So yeah, actually speaking of snow, there's a little bit of snow possible from this system here, believe it or not. On the back end, here, let's turn to precip type. Yeah, you can see a little bit of snow up there in the back end. So basically, like I said, the why that's happening is we have that low pressure system over here. You know, this guy is spinning counterclockwise, you know, pulling down the cooler air from up north, you know, bringing down that really cold, frigid air. And then on the east, you know, it's bringing up that warm, moisture-filled air. And so that just wraps around. And then it cools off. The temperatures cool off as the moisture wraps around the low, in which that, you know, just starts causing it to potentially snow. The thing is, though, about the snow, temperatures are going to be basically sub-freezing, you know, above freezing, I should say. You know, 34, 35 Fahrenheit. So, you know, we're not going to get much sticking out of this here overall, you know, even with the snow we get. Let's see here. I'm doing fine. North Aurora, Illinois, 72 degrees right now. Yep, you're really feeling that warmth from the storm getting ready to come through. Absolutely. So, yeah, like I mentioned, Illinois, here for tomorrow. Now, this will be late. This will be really late tomorrow. Illinois, we do have a severe weather threat actually for a good portion of Illinois. You know, that green area that you're included there. You know, that's a potential for a couple of strong to severe storms. So, you know, and unfortunately, you know, we'll have to look out there for that. What's up, Nora? And I'm really, really sorry to hear that. That is really sad. Well, I hope that your day gets better. Once again, I'm terribly sorry that happened. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Because I'm here to help you guys. I'm here for y'all. Let's see here. But yeah, so you know, Illinois, we'll have to look out there for that. Yeah, Nora, I understand. It's always rough losing somebody. And like I said, I'm really sorry to hear that. But yeah, and like I said, you know, we're here for you if there's anything I can do for you. But yeah, so like I mentioned, tomorrow, guys, you know, the biggest tornado threat is going to be up there in eastern Kansas. We're going to really have to look out there for that. We're going to keep a close eye on it. Once again, like Topeka, you know, those areas are actually, you know, some pretty, well, I wouldn't say super populated, but yeah, Topeka is a pretty good populated center here, but not saying that you guys will get a tornado in Topeka, because the odds are still unlikely that you'll see one. But like I said, it's a 10% chance, and within 25 miles of Topeka, there's a 10% chance of a tornado dropping within a 25-mile radius of you. So it's still something to look out for. Let's see here. But anyways. Here in Dallas, feeling lots of moisture in air, and winds were quite strong a few hours ago. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Keep checking your channel for updates. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, so what you're feeling now is just the really strong northerly advection that we have. So what that is basically meaning is that if I zoom out on the models here a little bit for you, and we go back to the U.S. view. So what's happening, like we mentioned here, is that we have all of that warm air. Let's actually backtrack a bit kind of to where we're at right now. There we go. So we're getting that low that's starting to develop here across the Rockies. And what's happening is that, we're getting all that really strong, winds really amplifying and pulling all of that moisture and warmth to the north. So that's why it's still a little bit warm outside, a little bit humid. And that's also why the winds are pretty strong, because we do have a pretty tight pressure gradient here. You can see these little bars. These are called isobars. They basically represent a line of equal pressure. So they're pretty tight. They're pretty close together, showing that the pressure is changing over a short distance, which is increasing those winds and making it very, very strong for you, because we have that low that's starting to develop here, and that'll continue to shoot its way up here to the northeast, over the next little bit. Let's see here. Ryan says, watching from Othie. Is that how you say it? Oh, I have no idea how you say that. South Kansas City. We'll take off. We'll just go with that. Waiting for storms tomorrow. Got you, man. So, yeah, Kansas City definitely is in one of the areas that we got to really be watching for. Once again, the timing of the storms, still, I wouldn't really, take too seriously, because, models are obviously at the end of the day not the best, but they're not perfect. They help out, but they're not perfect. You'll probably get your storm sometime around like just slightly before midnight, a couple hours before midnight probably. It'll be sometime in the late evening is when you're going to get it. Let's see here. Is Juliet okay though? Where is that at? Not too sure where that's at there. But we hop on back over here to the models. Oh, it's in Illinois. Okay, here, let me pull that up for you. Got it. Juliet, Illinois. Let's see here. Okay, so my friend, we are in a level 1 threat. Right on the edge of that level 1 marginal risk. So it's a very low chance of you seeing severe weather. Obviously the odds are not super duper high. However, it cannot be ruled out for the possibility of a couple isolated tornadoes. We have a 2% chance for tornadoes out there, which is a fairly low risk. So I wouldn't worry yourself over it. Okay, so that's that. So 2% chance. Now we have, damaging winds. We got that 5% chance there for damaging winds. That's another thing we got to look out for, is not just tornadoes, but also damaging winds. We got 3 different levels of the damaging wind threat. However, the winds between all of the levels is going to be right around 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts being a possibility. For example, the brown here, this is a 5% chance of having damaging winds within 25 miles of you. Okay, so that's that. Then, of course, we have the yellow, which is a 15% chance, so we're tripling our potential. And then, of course, we have the 30% chance, which is much, much higher. So you can kind of see where the bullseye is for damaging winds, and that's going to be near Kansas City, Topeka, some areas actually pretty close to Tulsa there, almost in that 30% chance zone. So yeah, it's pretty strong, pretty strong. And like I said, on top of that, unfortunately, we also have the hail threat too. It's a triple threat. We got the tornadoes, we got the damaging winds, and we got the like I said, the hail. And in this case, we have hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter potentially tomorrow. That's about how big the size of hail is going to be. Now, yellow 15% chance probability, brown 5% chance here overall. So that's that. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. I'll try to remember, because I'm not the best when it comes to remembering things. Pronunciation, that's one of the things I'm not the strongest in, but I'll try to remember it. Let's see. Flint Creek, Oklahoma, supposedly in a bad spot tomorrow night. So let's look at Flint Creek for you, man. We'll get that up for you. So like I said, I'm just trying to help out as much as possible. You said that's up in Oklahoma. Here we go. Flint Creek, Oklahoma. All right, so yeah, this area is actually in a level 2 threat for severe weather. So you're kind of in that middle threat. You're in the middle threat regarding severe weather. We do have a 5% chance for tornadoes. So, like I said, the way that works is within 25 miles of your area, within a radius of 25 miles of you, there is a 5% chance that a tornado will drop somewhere in that 25-mile radius mark. So, I mean, as you can imagine, the odds are pretty low for you getting a tornado, of course, but still, it is a possibility that, there could be some tornadoes nearby, for one. So, if there's a warning that gets issued for you, obviously, take it seriously, obviously, as you should. So just keep an eye out there for it, my friend. Absolutely. And on top of that, we do have the damaging wind probability. You're in a 15% chance for that, ranging once again between 60 and 70 mile an hour wind gusts. And in terms of hail, we do have the 15% chance for hail as well. So keep an eye on it, my friend. What's up, Night Venomous? Hope you're doing good. Deborah says, my younger son, Jimmy, lives near Juliet's. Thank you so much for letting me know. You are very welcome. No problem, Deborah, of course. Like I said, that's what we're here for, guys. I want to be here to help out and to help, keep you guys weather aware and prepared. That's the whole point of this live stream in this channel. It's just to, help you guys get prepared for this, severe weather event. And just, there's a lot of people with questions out there, and I want to try to answer those as much as possible. And just, get the word out there, just to help you guys out as much as I can. That's the goal here, is to, keep you guys weather aware, keep you guys prepared. Absolutely. So, but you're very, very welcome, Deborah. No problem. No problem at all. New York City rain. We do have a little bit of precipitation down there. I don't know if you guys can see my bottom monitor, but we do have a little bit of precipitation up to the north of New York City. A little bit of showers nearby. We do have a bit of more consistent rain towards Vermont, New Hampshire. I don't know if you guys can really see that, though, on my bottom screen there. But, yeah, we got a little bit going on out there. Let's see. What about Dallas, Fort Worth, says Shannon? Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, Dallas, we got that level 2 threat, like we mentioned here. That is our, like I said, our middle threat for tomorrow. Tornado prob is 5%. So, for example, we'll just take, middle Dallas, and we'll go out 25 miles. So, about 25 miles. So, within 25-mile radius of Dallas, there's about a 5% chance of, a tornado going within that radius. And of course, when it comes to the damaging winds, we do have a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts, between 60 and 70 mile per hour wind gusts being possible. And then, of course, whenever it comes to the hail threat, we do have ourselves a 15% chance for that as well, for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. Timing-wise for Dallas, it kind of seems like it's going to be very late, well after midnight. According to the models here, it could be as late as like 3 to 6 a.m. So, yeah, definitely going to be very, very late by the time you get those storms. So if you have a way to receive warnings, like a weather radio or something, or just turn your phone alerts on, that way you can receive warnings if you need to take action. Because unfortunately, like we mentioned, this is going to be a lot of a nighttime event here. It's going to make it a little bit harder to be able to point things out and to be able to see things. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be live at that point, considering that'll be like really, really late. We'll try to do the best we can. But yeah, so just keep an eye out there for it. But it won't be as bad as the areas up north, but you're kind of in that middle threat overall. Let's see here. Brandon says your coverage is greatly appreciated. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Brandon. Marcus, so There's been talks about another system that we need to look out for after this this storm system. Like I said, we're just going to keep it focused on this event here. It's, you know, I don't really like going too far ahead of ourselves here, looking at other events, you know, that's further down in time. There might be some more severe weather we'll have to see farther down in time, but for now, like I said, we're just going to keep it relatively simple and just keep it focused on this event. And if that system becomes a problem after this one, if it does eventually happen, we'll be doing the same thing we've been doing with this one, and we'll continue to give you guys updates on it. No problem. Let's see here. Lawton having fire in the storms might be... Oh, yeah. Yeah. So is Lawton... So Lawton themselves is getting wildfires right now? I mean, I know the conditions out there are pretty bad. Very dry and windy. That's just like... That is literally just... wildfire conditions, you know. If we hop over here back to the models, I'll go and show you guys this I find really interesting earlier. So there's something called the triple point, which we're going to go ahead and hop our way here to the humidity, surface, relative humidity. So look at this, y'all. So by the time of tomorrow's setup, look at that. Look how low the humidity gets over here, towards like western Oklahoma. It's as low as 9%. 9% humidity. My goodness, dude, that is just insane. So it's going to be very dry, and, you know, the winds are still going to be very strong at this point. I mean, you can see here, at the same time, we're still going to be gusting upwards, you know, possibly 20, 30 plus miles an hour. I mean, it's still going to be very, very windy overall. So, yeah, they're going to be in some pretty nasty wildfire conditions. And that's another thing I wanted to point out, guys, is ahead of the cold front, you can see here, kind of make out where the cold front's at. It's along that line there. You know, ahead of the cold front with that northerly warm air coming through, that's, you know, you're gonna notice those winds are actually going to be very strong, even ahead of the cold front, which you guys have been feeling as of right now. You know, you can already tell that the winds are pretty strong out there. That's because the atmosphere is setting up for the event tomorrow. You know, it's bringing up all that warm air and that moisture, and you know, here soon we'll start to get that low pressure system coming off of the Rockies, and it'll roll further to the northeast, which will give us that severe weather. I mean, you can see just how large of a squall line this is. I mean, this thing goes all the way down to like north central Texas, all the way up there towards, like, you know, Iowa and Wisconsin. Pretty crazy. Let's see here. Shadow says, I just rewatched the Gerald Tornado documentary. I'm grateful that we have more weather people keeping people keeping people aware. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shadow. Let's see here. Shannon, you're very welcome. No problem. Like I said, of course, you know, if there's anything I can do to help you guys out, let me know. Like I said, if there's a certain thing you want me to pull up or look at, just ask and we'll do what we can. You know, so like we mentioned here tomorrow, as we build our way into the event here, for the late afternoon into the evening, you can see this big pool of instability. That's, you know, your fuel for these thunderstorms, right? So the problem with that is the fact that our lower level winds at this point too is very, very strong. I mean, we're talking these winds at the lower atmosphere, about 5,000 feet up, which is very important for like tornadic development and stuff. You know, we're seeing a good 40 knots of winds, very, very strong, in which, you know, that's kind of a big issue for tornadic activity. We're going to go ahead and grab another sounding over here just to kind of pull up and see what we got here. You can see that veering wind shear pattern. The wind's northerly at the lower atmosphere, and as we go up in altitude, they change to the northeast. So, you know, that change in that wind direction and the increase in wind speeds is kind of gives us that spin in the atmosphere. And then the cold front coming through is just going to sweep all that moisture, that too. Sweep all the moisture and sweep all that instability out of the way. So, and then after the event, we could have some more northerly upwelling here. We'll have to see how that goes. But, you know, for now, like I said, we got a pretty decent event on our hands here, it looks like. You know, moisture supply as well is very high. You know, we can see our dew points here in the mid 60s. You know, that's really good, actually. You know, supplying these storms with a lot of water vapor and a lot of moisture is just going to increase their potential, you know, overall. So that's definitely a little bit of a concerning thing. Now, like we mentioned, guys, you know, the timing of when the storms are going to start to fire off here. It looks like, yeah, it really looks like we're going to start to get those storms firing off here sometime around like maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Time is when those storms will start firing off there. We'll have to see how that goes. And then obviously by the time we reach the late night, you know, almost into midnight or so, this event's going to be pretty long, you know, pretty long squall. I mean, you know, this thing will eventually be reaching its way down to, you know, central Texas out there, going all the way up. I mean, this thing covers a pretty good sized chunk of the country here. Let's see here. Samuel says, when's the next live stream? I don't know, man. Just whenever, you know, whenever it happens, I guess. You know, we're just gonna do our best just to keep on keeping you guys updated. Once again, you know, we just kind of been throwing live streams to you know, towards your guys' way here. I mean, we did one earlier a couple hours ago, and I just decided to go live again for you guys because I wanted to give you guys more info. You know, because obviously the more people we can reach, the more people we can help out, and that's the ultimate goal here, is just to keep you guys posted, keep you guys up here weather aware, and we're gonna do that. So whenever we go live is that. But let's see here. But yeah, so we'll just keep on doing those live streams in and out. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be covering it though. The event itself, we're gonna definitely be live here to cover that here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna replace the bottom screen here. There we go. So you can kind of see right now where we're. Ooh, is that some storms already starting? It looks like we might. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of storms starting to kick off here. Doesn't look like anything big, but. Pull up our radar here, see what we can do. Yeah, look at that. We got a little bit of a line starting to form here. Interesting. I don't even think that was picked up on the models, was it? Pretty sure not. No, not really. Models didn't really pick up on that. See here. Yeah, because this is 12 a.m. and they had a couple little showers, but they didn't have that line there. Huh. Interesting. What's up, Jack? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. You're welcome, Samuel. No problem. Ready to go full today and tomorrow. Yeah, be careful. Be careful out there, y'all. 0 HRR caught it. Did it? I think that was 18 that we were looking at, huh? Let's see here. Let's move some things around here. Let me see if I'll do that view. Oh, you're right. Sure did. Look at that. Oh wow, man. Yeah, you're right. HRR really did pick up on that little blip of activity there. That's almost perfect. That looks like that is right on the money. Yeah, so so this is real life. This is real life radar. And then this was the HRR. Look at that. And that was a couple hours ago it uploaded. That's pretty good accuracy there. Let's see here. Thanks, Samuel. You too. All right, good night, man. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. You have a wonderful night. But we're going to go ahead and hop our way back over here to the day 2 outlook here. When is our next update here? Let me pull this up real quick, see what our new... Okay, our new day 1 outlook is scheduled by 0600, so that will be 2 hours. 2 hours from now it'll come out. We'll have our new update on the SPC outlook here in 2 hours, so that'll be interesting. We'll go live again then as well. Like I said, I'm gonna be live on and off throughout the night, just keeping you guys weather aware and prepared. Yeah, so we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. We'll go live when that new update comes out as well. Like I mentioned, though, guys, we do have that tornado probability here, that we're keeping an eye out there for. Let's see here. We'll definitely be watching that one very, very closely. Like I mentioned, the greatest potential for tornadic activity is going to be up there in eastern Kansas. Once again, we do got that. We do got that that hatch risk out there. This little netted area, like I mentioned, this is where we potentially could even see some strong tornadoes here. Maybe even, like I said, maybe even EF2 or greater. So we'll see. What's up, Legacy? Hope you're doing good. Saying, I said I wouldn't be here, but I can't sleep, so I hear you. I hear you. Well, it's good to have you here. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, the biggest threat's going to be that tornadic activity we got to look out for. Let's see, that's going to be happening between like 3 and 6 o'clock. 3 p.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. Central, whenever this thing starts to kick off out there. So that we'll have to see. And the 5% goes all the way down to Dallas too. Like I mentioned, this is where we could see we could even get a couple tornadoes down there towards northeastern Texas. We'll have to look out there for that. And tornadoes could even be possible as high up north as like southern Wisconsin. That is a possibility in itself. The overall tornado threats, it covers a pretty good amount of area, as you can see. And there's 3 different threats, or 3 different levels, I should say. We have the 2% chance across the green, a small chance for tornadoes, very, very low chance. The brown, which is a 5% chance, still fairly low. And then, of course, you got the 10%, which that's a little bit greater probability. And then we got that 10% hatched, which is, where we could see those tornadoes, once again, EF2 or greater. We could get some strong ones. We could get some strong tornadoes out there, across those regions there overall. But, it's definitely quite a setup here. Now that we finally got those short range models here, it's like we have a much better idea of what to expect. Like I mentioned, where that main tornado threat is, we do got ourselves a pretty good amount of instability. Like I said, here's in eastern Kansas, we have that 10% hatch risk, and you can see there where we have the a lot of instability out there, pretty good amount. And then, like I said, other ingredients as well, like helicity and stuff like that. It's pretty solid, for this event here. So we'll definitely be watching this closely. Let's see here. Christian says we have a wonderful or a gorgeous, wonderful breeze tonight in Holland, Michigan. Should we be expecting about overnight storms? So Christian, here up in Michigan, we do actually have a threat for severe weather. Not tonight, not tomorrow, but the day after. This is going to be for Halloween, actually. As you can see here, we do have a little green area here. This is a marginal risk at level 1 severe weather threat. That is for the central and southern side here of Michigan. Now, Holland, let me pull up Holland real quickly. Yeah, Holland's included in that marginal risk. So there will be possibility here that, not tomorrow, for the day of Halloween, we could get some storms. Actually, a matter of fact, this shows the storms rolling through. Possibly sometime really, really early the 31st. I mean, before sunrise is, whenever models are projecting that cold front potentially rolling through. As of now, there's no breakdown to like what threats are going to be included, but probably the main thing you'd need to look out for is just gusty winds. Some damaging wind gusts on those on that line of storms that rolls through. That's probably the main thing that you need to, kind of look out there for. Something that I'd pay attention to. But yeah, you can see that eventually that line does cross into that region. Let me check on day 4. I don't think we have anything day 4. Yep, nothing for day 4. Nothing day 5. Day 6. No, day 7. Yep, so we're good. We're good as of now. No problem, Christian. Anytime. Anytime. Just this cold being annoying. Like sickness cold or like the temperature cold? But I hear you. It's this is gonna be a temporary relief to people. Like I said, it's been very dry and super I just say really super dry because of that high pressure that we've had. This will be like a temporary relief, and before we go back into another round of high pressure for a little bit. Sickness, gotcha. Well, hope you feel better soon, Legacy. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, they can kind of suck, don't they? Yeah, and like I said, another thing, guys, is like before the storms happen, like from right now, until the storms, it's going to be very, very windy. The winds will still be a little breezy after that line of storms hits you, but it will slowly it'll slowly calm down once that line of storms roll through. You can obviously see where the cold front is there. Essentially, look at that gusting 60. Yeah, that's one of the things we gotta look out for. Actually, is the wind gusts that are inside of the storms. On the line there, we could have potentially 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts out there. That is a really good possibility. Once again, we do have that that hail threat as well. Which could be in the realm of 1 to 2 inches in hail in diameter. So that's possible. It is a possibility too. Kind of spot the cold front there. I wonder where it's at. So, but the good news is that, this event should be like a one and done type of scenario. It's kind of how cold fronts are. Sometimes is like you just get one round of storms and then it's over with. However, HRRR, the model we're looking at now, kind of shows 2 distinct lines that kind of develop here. We get the first line developing. They're both fire off right around the same time. But, at this point, it's like you can't trust that too much, because once again, models, they ain't perfect overall. So you really can't trust that too much. So we'll just have to see how that kind of plays out there overall. Then, of course, guys, we got the tropics we're going to pay attention to a little bit. Not right now because, like I said, there's really not a lot that's changed, to be honest with you. And we still got that 40% chance of overall development. What happens is called, this is called Radar Omega. What's up, Quentin? Saying, I'd be concerned about those isolated cells in front. Oh, yeah, the prefrontals. If it did occur, yeah, that could be a problem. Those... embedded supercells. Those would be in that environment for tornadoes. Yeah, like something like that. That's semi-discrete even, That is kind of semi-discrete. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right though, Quentin. Absolutely. And then the cold front behind just kind of comes and sweeps it all up. Let's see here. Tyler says, should I be concerned in Kansas City for tomorrow for tornadoes? So, yeah, Kansas City does need to watch out for tornadic activity tomorrow. Matter of fact, Kansas City is actually in part of Kansas City, like the western side, is under a 10% chance for tornadoes, which is a pretty, like I said, a pretty pretty decent threat for tornadic activity. While it's still very unlikely that you'll specifically see a tornado, even in a 10%, it's still something you need to take very seriously, because there will be the possibility for a couple of tornadoes in your area, in which could end up could end up doing that. Could be nearby. So also just make sure you have a way to receive warnings and stuff like that. Jackson, that is completely unnecessary, dude. But yeah, so we'll just keep you guys posted, and everything like that. And once again, we'll go live to cover this here too. Not feeling great about the look. Yeah. We'll see, man. Hopefully we'll get some downtrending within the next couple of models here. Let's see here. We're going to zoom in back to the Central Plains here. We'll see what we got. Is 03 or 02, does that reach the event yet? Kind of the beginning here. Kind of the beginning. But anyways. But yeah, there's a lot of rainfall that'll be falling out there. All right, let's get rid of Jackson. No need for people like him on the channel. But yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a pretty good amount of rain for some of my folks up there towards like eastern Nebraska and like Iowa. Because that's actually gonna be pretty good, because it's been very dry out there for quite a bit. It's been pretty dry, so that's gonna help out. You're good, Legacy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you get those idiots from time to time. It's no big deal. No, we have no room for that stuff. The goal here is to keep you guys safe and everything like that. We don't need any of that going on. See, Tyler says it's so weird having severe weather in October for this area. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is. It happens. It does happen, because this is what we call second storm season. Because, like I said, we're starting to introduce some colder air back into the country here, which is coming down from the north, which is going to create that, that cold front. So yeah, I mean, it happens. It can happen for sure. Yeah, these type of setups are very common actually for fall. RYK, I already told you what the app was a little bit ago. You probably didn't hear me, but it was Radar Omega. But and like I said, guys, it's not just tornadoes that we got to look out for. It's also the damaging wind aspect of things. After all, we do got a 30% chance for damaging winds being a problem. Potentially, we're talking 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts being a possibility out there. So, on top of that, that's what we got to look out for. So not just tornadoes, but also, damaging winds and even hail. Hail's also a thing we got to look out for. Maybe in the realm of 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. And of course, like I said, we go our way over here towards day 3, which is Halloween. For Halloween as well, like we mentioned, guys, there might even be a little bit of leftovers here, where we could have a little bit of kind of more marginalized lower end severe weather potential, all the way down as far south as like eastern Texas, going up there towards Michigan, and stuff like that. So let's see here. Anyways, you're good, RYK. I was just letting you know that we did tell you a little bit ago. But anyways, like I said, guys, if there's anything that you want me to go over with y'all, like I said, I'm all ears. I'm here to help you guys out, and we'll continue to give you guys some some info on the system. We're just going to continue to stream as much as I can, y'all, up until the event. And like I said, for the event, we'll cover it as well. But just getting that word out there is very important. So if you guys could, consider sharing this with your friends, your family, just to help spread the word, y'all. It's very, very important. We can help out as as many people as possible. So we'll definitely be here for y'all. What's up, Everett? Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, but you can see really how tight those lines are. We call these isobars, which basically, like I said, represents a line of equal pressure. So the fact that these bars are so close together means that the pressure is dropping dramatically if you go that way, increasing if you go that way. So the pressure is changing very, very rapidly over a short distance here, which that's why it's pretty windy right now, is the big pressure drop off here. So already really windy out there towards Kansas City. Oh, I'm sure facts. Yeah, if we actually look at the observations and stuff like that out there, which we'll go and pull up here now. Let's see here. Let's see. We're going to pull our way over here towards Kansas City area. Yeah, you can see we're already about 20, 30 knots of winds out there. Yeah, winds are very, very strong. See, I've seen some meteorologists question is the individual cells pop up before the line. The fact the models keep showing them pop up, do I think they could see a moderate risk added? I don't know about a moderate, Tyler. We'll have to see how it goes, of course. There's no way for me to be for sure, of course, But those prefrontal storms, if they do develop, would be a big problem. Could be a big issue. Absolutely. But we'll see. I don't know if they would or not. Let's see here. Oh yeah, for sure, Matthew, for sure. Cole says, "Hey sir, what's your favorite type of apple?" I'm creating a list of streamers' favorite apples as a personal project. Red apples, super good. What are those? Oh, I think this is honey apples. Are those like the really big ones? Those are really good. Those are really, really good. Yeah, those are pretty good. Anyways, that is the answer to that. Yeah, Brandon, I hope not too, man. That would be pretty rough. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and hop our way over here back to the main area. Yeah, because, you can see here. Yeah, we're almost to the point, y'all, where we can start to see those storms firing off here in the main HRRR models, not just the long range ones. See, Zero Zulu HRRR doesn't really show that as much though. Those individual ones. Yeah, RYK. I think that's the one. I remember had honey in it. They're really good. Yeah, but I mean, there's a couple thunderstorms, but not really supercells in O0 or the Zero Zulu. But yeah, look at that. Still some embedded supercells in the main line that happens. Let's go back to 18 Zulu, which, yeah, 18 Zulu here kind of showed. Wow, look at that. A couple of semi-discrete supercells. If that can happen, dude, that, like my buddy was saying, Quentin, that'd be a big problem, because it's ahead of the frontal boundary, in which that would kind of put it into the environment on its own, and would really organize well with potential tornadic development. So let's hope we don't see that. Let's hope we don't see this. These prefrontals are they can be a disaster. See, even those on the Missouri-Kansas border. Oh, like over here. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. It's kind of 3 lines, isn't it? Oh man, that's a weird run. But yeah, no, I do see that. How far does the line go down? So it eventually goes down to central Texas with time. Kind of see, this will be right there for like really early on the 31st, though. This will be like post the worst of it. Let's see here. Probably what the 10% hatch risk highlights. Yeah. Let me pull that back up real quickly. Pull back up our day 2. So that's actually west of those prefrontals. The ones up there by western Missouri we're just looking at, and eastern Kansas. I think that, this is right there where that short second line is. Yeah, these guys here. Yeah, that alone could have been the decision from the SPC to put that hatch risk. Because they handle the environment a lot better. Which, you can make them stronger, of course. Yeah, people losing power could be an issue too, of course. I mean, these winds already are pretty strong. I mean, Quentin, my friend Bush pilot here in Chad, he's already been observing really strong northerly air advection from all of that moisture that's building up already. Dude, look at that triple point, though. Yeah, Quentin, did you see that triple point there? Look how low humidity that is over on the dry line. That is just ridiculous. I mean, we're talking like 11 lower 10s dew points. It's wild. Humidity is around, it's under 10% humidity, dude. That is just nuts right there at that triple point. That's another area we got to look out for. Yeah, I know. Quentin, you would not survive that. I mean, you're used to like what? 30-40% humidity, yet alone under 10 would be a little rough. What's up, Cooper? Saying, oh, hey, it's been a while. Glad to see you're still streaming. Yeah, glad to have you here, man. Hope you're doing good. Yep, still going. Gonna do it for as long as I can. RYK, instead of just saying you have a question, just say your question. Let's see here. What is a convective? So convection, convection in general is basically the circulation of air. So as you know, convection is basically the cycle of, warm air at the bottom. So this is what convection, I'm trying to explain this best I can. So you have your warm air at the bottom, and then that warm air rises and it cools down, and then it sinks back down. So it's just a big cycle. That's what convection is. You'll probably be able to find somebody that can explain it a little better, because I'm not the best of teacher, but it's the cycling of warm and cool air. Yeah. Of course, we do have fire weather being nuts out there, for sure. Let's see here. Feel my bones drying out from the dew point. Yeah, it's pretty rough, isn't it? Pretty rough. And like I said, with that strong winds, screaming to the north there too. I mean, it's really going to be allowing for fire to spread quickly. That's a big thing is how fast the winds are going, because that can really spread fire, and then the lack of humidity, lack of moisture dries everything out. So there's a lot to this event, not just severe weather wise, but also like big time fire event there too. Here, we're gonna hop our way over here to the SPC again real quickly. I'm gonna pull up their fire threat. That's something we haven't looked at here. We've got a critical fire threat out there towards Texas, Panhandle out there, western Kansas, eastern Colorado, in the Panhandle here of Oklahoma there as well. Let's see here. There's another fire south of Springfield. Was that Missouri? Or which Springfield is that you're talking about? But, at least for some places, this will help ease those conditions. Like we mentioned before, with the system here, we're going to get a pretty good amount of precipitation up here towards like Iowa and Wisconsin and like eastern Nebraska. You see all of this? Yeah, that's going to be good. That'll actually bring back some precipitation to the area. Unfortunately, though, out of the line, most people are going to be only getting about a half an inch on average. I mean, it's not going to be much for a lot of people, but it is better than nothing. It is absolutely better than nothing. Let's pull up the drought monitor for you guys. Show you guys what's going on here. It's just brutal in some of these spots. And like whenever I always pull up this map, I want to show you guys, like, you can see where the hurricanes hit earlier in the season here, and you know, it's just, you can see where Helene hit and how it just left a trail of, you know, well-being. I wouldn't say well-being, but you know, not completely dry to the bone. But yeah, a lot of the country, though, that's the crazy part, is that, you know, a lot of the country is just very dry right now. Very, very dry. You know, even out there by like Oklahoma, we have some severe droughts out there. Extreme droughts indicated in the dark red. Exponential droughts in the dark color. You're in light orange. I, down here, am in the white, which means that there's no drought. But it has been dry here, too, though. I haven't had any precipitation here in Florida in a while, either. Our rainy season's finally over with. Let's see. Oklahoma's dry as heck right now. We have a wildfire in Osage County. Ooh. I wonder if we could see those from SAT. Let's pull up satellite imagery here. See if we can find any of those. Yeah, because sometimes you can really see them clear as day. Actually, let's do localized to Oklahoma here. Oh, is that a fire there? Here, we're gonna backtrack 200 frames, and we're gonna go back to true color here. Hopefully, we'll be able to see a little bit better. Oh, I see a couple actually over there in Arkansas. Right there, see it? Pay attention to that little area. Yeah, you can see those northerly winds. Look at that. You can already see this event coming into play here. Let's try out Missouri. See what's going on up here in Mo. Pull up Missouri here. Oh, there you go. See that trail? Right there. That's a nice old wildfire. You can even see it at nighttime, too. You see how the little dark pixel there? Oh, yeah. Winds are very strong. Moving 20 to 40. I've seen upwards of 50 in some spots out there, too. But, yeah, you can actually see the trailing fire there. Let's try Texas. I don't know if there's any up there. No, don't really see much of anything up in Texas. A little bit Panhandle. It's definitely that's something we're also gonna need to look out for. Like tomorrow is more fires and stuff, because somebody told me that there's a lot of upper level clouds here going northeast. Somebody told me in the chat here that there is a while ago. That there's like fire bans in place, which makes total sense. Total sense. RYK, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. When did I don't know what you're referencing. Because I don't remember what you're talking about. I really don't know what you're referring to. How much rain do I think will happen in northern Oklahoma? Let's look back at models. You know, once again, models ain't perfect. You can't be for sure. Let's see. Total precip. Yeah, you guys out here ain't gonna get as much as like people further up north. You know, out of the event here, we could be ranging some locally up to about an inch or so of rainfall. So, I mean, it would be pretty good. You can see basically like just from the central and eastern side there. Yeah, it just depends on what side of Oklahoma. As you can see, some people on the right-hand side have more. That's HRRR. You got RAP here too, suggesting a good amount. You know, over a half an inch out there, a lot towards the eastern side. Some localized amounts could be over an inch or so, which would be pretty good. Let's see. I'm a little jealous that you live in Florida, but I'm also glad I don't, because alligators. Yeah, you know, honestly, you don't see them that often down here in Florida, being honest with you. I mean, I've been here, I've been living here over a year, and honestly, I haven't seen one since. I've seen alligators down here, you know, many times when I've visited many years in the past. I've seen a couple, but I haven't, like, seen any since I've been down here. They're not as common as people make you think they are. Let's see, my pond's almost dried up. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, hopefully we'll get that replacement soon. Let's see. How fast do I think the storm will move later on? That's a good question. It's a really good question. Not really sure how to really calculate that, because there's not really anything that shows how fast it moves. It'll probably be moving a good 50 miles an hour or so. I mean, obviously, I'm not, take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm in northeastern Oklahoma. Gotcha. Yeah. So, you know, you'll probably see maybe upwards of an inch of rain. Anywhere from like a quarter of an inch to an inch or so. So, you know, thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. My parents went to Gatlinburg's last week and said that there was a river there, very little water, but then went to the Cherokee side and it had a lot more water in it. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Probably still a lot of water left over from Helene. You know, it really impacted eastern Tennessee. And, man, I haven't been to Gatlinburg in years, dude. It's been a long time since I've been out there. Very long time. Yeah, y'all ain't going to get as much impact, severe weather-wise, out there in Tennessee. Like I mentioned, we do actually have a little bit of a threat for severe weather in, like, western Tennessee. Legacy, I don't think you're in western Tennessee, though. Didn't you say you're in central Tennessee? Anyways, but yeah, there's a little bit of a severe weather shot for western Tennessee here. There's a little bit of a shot there we'll have to look out for. Pretty big cold front. Yeah, Middle Tennessee. Yeah, I gotcha. Gotcha. Let's see here. 37129. Let's see here. 371. Let's pull it up here for you. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Legacy, you're pretty far away from all that. Some reason the algorithm on Facebook constantly shows me getting crazy alligator clips. Yeah, they're not as common as you think they are. Let's see here. Arctic Jet wants me to look here at let's see, 43611. I can type 43611. Got you, man. You're in Toledo. Is that how you say it? Toledo. Yeah, you're not actually in the risk. You're right on the edge of it, but yeah, it seems like that cold front really breaks down before it gets to you. Bella 38650. 38650. Gotcha. Mississippi, right? Right on the edge of it. Yeah, you guys are right on the edge. That's good, though. You know, the storm does die down quite a bit by the time it reaches you. Now, you might still get a little bit of storm and a little bit of rain activity out of it. But the severity, you know, the severe weather of it, you know, like how damaging it is and stuff like that is pretty low. So that's good. Let's see here. Ponderosa 35016. 35016. Let's see here. Alabama. Yeah, Alabama's good. There's no risk in Alabama for severe weather. About Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's good. Yeah, Nashville's good. Now, you might get some storms out of it, like we mentioned before, but they will likely not be severe. Storm's going to rapidly be weaker by the time it gets that way. How's Independence, Missouri looking? Let's see here. Pull this up here. Independence, Missouri. Okay, so actually, so we hop back to tomorrow's threat. Yeah, Independence is actually in the enhanced risk. You, my friend, you got an enhanced risk out there, which is a level 3 threat. So you're in the heat. You're in the heat. Tornado probability though is 5%. 5% here. Let's bring that back up on SPC here. Yeah, so 5%. You're right on the edge of the 10%, but you're in the 5% tornado risk. So within 25 miles of you, there's a 5% chance of a tornado dropping in that area. And of course, the thing is, though, the reason you're in the enhanced risk, that level 3 threat, is because of damaging winds. We got that big old 30% chance for damaging winds, and in which we are talking possibility here of like I mentioned, damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour. Is a possibility. Sounds good, Legacy. Sounds good. Let's see here. Yeah, no problem, Bella. You're very welcome. See, on the enhanced, I won't be surprised if there's EF3 out of this. Like we mentioned, there's a possibility for EF2 plus. Being specific, for sure. Can't really tell that until the event happens, but the atmosphere is in a mode where we could, yes, in theory, have some strong tornadoes, possibly in that range, yes. So we'll see. Obviously, hope not. And you got to remember, for a tornado to be rated, it's got to destroy stuff. So let's hope we don't have any of that. If it gets rated that high, then that means it's done damage that high somewhere. Not really optimal. Let's see here. Are we in the tornado range here in Oklahoma? Bartlesville. Here, let's pull up Bartlesville. Bartlesville, Oklahoma here. All right, so you, my friend, yeah, you're in the enhanced there. You got that 30 wind threat, 30% chance for damaging winds. You got that 10% non-hatch risk. So, you're kind of in the range of EF0 to EF2 tornado risk, in which, there's a 10% chance there. So you're in that tornado threat. Definitely want to keep an eye on it. How far east will the rain go? That's a good question. Let's pull this up here. I mean, it'll carry into the Ohio Valley and stuff. Absolutely. We'll go ahead and line this up here. So you can see that line that happens. Yeah, you kind of see it just kind of gets at an angle here. You see how it goes that way, and then it some of the precip does go up to the northeast though. Mostly it's just fragments and, what's left over. Wouldn't be anything severe, though. Would not be severe. Is there going to be a tornado or severe thunderstorm watch for Kansas City? There will likely be a tornado watch tomorrow for Kansas City. I mean, given a 10% tornado risk, yeah, very likely. Let's see here. You zoom in real closely on extreme southwest Oklahoma. There's a tiny bit in the marginal. I mean, like I said, you guys, even with the SPC outlook here, the next update could be withdrawing some places from it or adding some places to it. So, here within the next hour or so, we'll get a new update from the SPC here, which will give us another look at things, another update. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out, Here, let's go ahead and pull back up our... we're going to look at the NAM 12K, or the NAM 3K, sorry. Yeah, I want to see the high resolution. Let's see. Try says, Andrew, thanks for the update. No problem. You're very welcome. No problem. Like I said, if there's anything specific you guys want, any zip codes you want me to look at to help you guys out, regarding the event, let me know, okay? Once again, we're here to help you guys, and we're here to make sure you guys are understanding the threat and kind of know what to expect, Will I be live till then? I don't know, Everett. I'm just going to go as long as I can, and if not, I'm going to go live again later tonight. So, try. Remember, this is future casts. They're closed within error margin. Absolutely. Like I mentioned, overall, it's, they are models after all, and they're not perfect. What's the GFS saying on the event? So GFS, we don't really look at GFS this far into the event because, we have mid and short range model support at the point. GFS is a low resolution long range model. While we typically, once the event's here, we look at the mid and short range model there. So let's see here. Don't be scared, be prepared. Absolutely. You know it. And like I mentioned, you guys, if you haven't already, and if you're in that risk area we were talking about here, I would, like I said, recommend if you have anything loose outside, something that could easily go flying, something that's loose, that can get carried away by the wind. Just make sure you bring it in before tomorrow. So we'll definitely look at that. Let's see here. Our good friends live in Claremore, Oklahoma. Take it they need to be storm shelter ready. Claremore, a lot of Oklahoma's at risk. But let me look though. Let me pull that up for you. Claremore, Oklahoma. Yeah, so they're in the slight risk here, northeast of Tulsa. Definitely need to be, as you say, storm shelter ready, because we do have, here, let's pull up the risk here. We do got a 5% chance for tornadoes out there, pretty close to the 10% actually. Damaging winds, we got a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between, like I said, 60 and 70 miles an hour being possible. Then, of course, we do have the hail threat, which is also a 15% chance for hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. Thank you, Ponderosa. Appreciate it. What polling do I use? I don't know. I have no idea. I have not messed with any of that in a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. Let's see. What time is the storms coming through northeast Indiana? Let's see. Take this with a grain of salt, but it'll be sometime around noon for the 31st. It wouldn't even be anything super crazy. Probably just leftover rain, precipitation. Just like showers and stuff. No problem, K-Jack, anytime. Anytime. Let's see. Can tornadoes in a 10% to significant severe transfer into a 5% zone? Yeah, of course, because, SPC, while it gets, usually the general area correct, it's never perfect, So absolutely, yes, it can happen. And just like how some of the areas that are not in the hatch risk, I'm not saying it will, but, theory, it could be significant, even outside of the 10% hatch risk we got. It's possible, just because of the error margin and, just new data coming in last minute and just stuff like that. It's like, absolutely. It's never perfect. Let's see. Rocco says, can I look at 47990 in West Central Indiana? Gotcha. 47990. Let's see. Okay, so Indiana's not under any severe weather threats for tomorrow. However, here for the 31st, we do have a marginal risk, a level 1 threat. No breakdowns quite yet, regarding to what it's going to be for, but I would say damaging wind gusts. What link are you talking about? Try. Which one isn't working? Because I could probably give you the right link if it's not working. What does a 25 from a given point mean? So like we mentioned before, if we hop over to tomorrow's tornado risk, so say you're in the yellow hatch risk area. So if we go out 25 miles, right? So that's a 25-mile radius. So basically, within 25 miles, of your point. So this is a given point, which is right there at St. Mary's. Within 25-mile radius of that area, there's a 10% chance that a tornado could drop in that radius. The merch. There's actually a merch link if you go to our pinned comment. If you look at the top of the chat, y'all. There's where it says Venmo and stuff like that. If you click on it, it'll also show us our merch and stuff, like our merch page and stuff like that too. Try that one. If it doesn't work, then I'll try to get it for you. Sounds good, Arctic. See you later. You're welcome, Rocket. No problem. Anytime. But yeah, and so that same principle applies to the other areas, like the brown, which is a 5% risk area. So within 25 miles of a given area in the brown, which would be a 25, within 25 miles, which that would give you a 5% chance of a tornado happening, and then same for the 2%. What makes the yellow hatching different from a normal yellow? Good question. So the normal yellow that you see here, this is just a 10% chance for tornadoes, typically ranging between EF0 and EF2. Then, of course, you have the hatch risk, which in this case, the environment is a little bit more potent, a little bit more capable of stronger tornadoes. And therefore, the hatch risk, the significant area, is saying that there could be tornadoes EF2 or greater, so EF2 plus, while the normal yellow is EF0 to EF2. So that's what the difference means there. And so obviously you can imagine the hatch risk, which is that black netted area, I call it, that is where we could have potentially EF2 or greater. So that right there, my friend, is something to look out for. Let's see. Am I playing a tornado game? No. Nope. This is literally the real deal, my friend. Like I mentioned, we're looking at the weather model here for tomorrow. Over the SPC outlook. But yeah, the worst of it, like I mentioned, is going to be up in like eastern Kansas. I mean, we'll see what they do. We'll see if they extend that risk, if they withdraw, add the risk, whatever they do. Keep an eye on it. Bella says, sorry to bother you again. No problem, man. Glad to help out. Will there be a tornado threat for 38650 for the rest of the week? Let's see here. 38650. It's in Mississippi. So when it comes to like tomorrow, there's no risk. Day 3, like I said, we have a little bit of a risk to your west. But yeah, no, we're good. We're good. There's no active tornado risk for your area, my friend. So you're good. See, I hope it doesn't rain too much. Yeah. I mean, if we did get a lot of rain, it could be a flooding concern because the ground cannot absorb so much. It can only absorb so much rainfall before it floods. With it being dry as it's been. So that's kind of the problem here. That's kind of the issue overall. Let's see here. But anyways, no problem, Bella. No problem at all. Let's see, is there going to be a thunderstorm possible for Missouri and Kansas in the early morning hours of Sunday? So for Missouri and Kansas for Sunday, that's a little farther out. Like we mentioned, there is another system that could potentially kick off. Not entirely too sure. Yeah, obviously this is the event we're watching now. As you can see that cold front pushing through. Then there will be some more northerly advection, maybe setting up for a second system to come through. We'll have to see. But yeah, there's still a little bit of uncertainty with that, and like I said, we're just gonna try to keep it to the event that's an immediate problem right now. But it's about all I can tell you at the moment. Let's see here. I feel like Oklahoma has the most tornadoes. How many tornadoes per year in Oklahoma? That's something you're going to have to look up. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's a bit. It's a bit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say like Alabama has some of like the heaviest tornadic activity. Dixie Alley seems to have more of tornadic activity. The plains, if I recall. Yeah, I definitely know that the southeast is very potent for tornadoes too, because you got the good old Gulf of Mexico supplying that moisture down there. Yeah, but we'll definitely need to be. Let's try to RDPS. We'll definitely need to be weather aware. We'll keep an eye on the other event too, like I said. But for now, we're just going to focus on this one. Very interesting. Interesting take on the RDPS model. Yikes. Yeah, we have that jet in place here, y'all, for like a good 50, some show 60 knots. 55 to 60 knot lower level jet. That's pretty strong, dude. I'm gonna grab a sounding out here. Middle East and Dixie Alley are probably the most tornado prominent tornadoes. It really depends on the atmosphere. Very true. Yeah, look at that veering, y'all. That veering wind shear pattern. Also, look at the photograph there. Nice, clean little hook there. In which, like I said, lower atmosphere. You can see towards ground level, the winds were they're moving northeast here. Why am I on highlighter? I need to go on pen here. Winds are going relatively to the north at the lower atmosphere. And as you go up in altitude, they do change to the northeast there. So that wind direction changing with altitude and that increase in wind speed with altitude, that's giving us the event here. It's giving us that rotation. Let's see. All right, sounds good, Legacy. Thanks for joining. When was the last tornado in Texas? I don't know. I don't really keep up with that type of stuff, to be honest with you. I mostly just keep up with what's going on in current time. Not the person to ask for historic events, because I don't remember them as much, unless they're like super historic. But I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we'll definitely keep you guys posted. We'll have a new update, guys, here in about an hour or so. For now, I'm considering taking a break streaming here. For now, we'll come back in a little bit maybe. What's the current weather in Louisiana? Sure, pretty windy, warm, pretty precipitation free, I'm sure. I mean, I'll look radar. Yeah, a little bit of northwesterly wind shear. Pretty dry for the most part. Not a lot. Let's see. Still 70 in Nebraska. Yeah, it'll be that way until that cold front comes through. Then it's gonna really cool down quite a bit. Like if we take a look at the the temperature and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, so there's Nebraska. You can see out there. Yeah, mid upper 70s, pretty warm. And then once that cold front sweeps on through, you're gonna notice the temperature is gonna get pretty darn cold. I mean, here at the morning of Thursday, so this is for Halloween. So Halloween morning, it's gonna get down into like the upper 30s, lower 40s, maybe. Wow, dude. Jacob, yeah, just look it up on Google. I'm sure you'll find it. There's a lot of different sources you can use to look at current weather. Like the program I use is GR2 Analyst, which is a little pricey. But there's a lot of other ones out there too, like Radar Omega and stuff like that. Just depends on what you want to look for, Yeah, but look at that sweeping coming right through. Yeah, you got that low right there, squeezing through the central plains and then going up there towards like the Midwest, and you can see that cold air really creeping down. What time do I think I'll start streaming tomorrow? Probably around 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern. It's probably when I'll go live. I might go live a little bit later. Like whenever the event kicks off here, we'll try to go live shortly after that. We'll go for it. Tonight I'm gonna go and make a thumbnail and stuff like that, I guess, for the event and everything. But yeah, sometime probably around like I think probably 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern, something like that. When I say 25 miles of a given point, what point is that? The point that I selected is the point. Jacob, go at the very. Okay, there's a tab called Important under Announcements, and you should see rolls and weather rolls, state rolls, whatever. That's how you do it. But anyways, all right, y'all. I'm probably gonna roll off for now. We'll be back online in about a couple hours here. Gonna do some more overnight updates, just to help you guys out. Once again, if you guys did enjoy this, leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be much appreciated, and share this if you guys could. And it would be much appreciated. Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Brandon. No problem. See you later, Rocka. Appreciate y'all for hanging out and sticking with us. And alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining. We'll see you guys later on tonight. We'll be live probably in about an hour or two. Once again, if any of you guys are still up, because we'll have a new SPC outlook and stuff like that, so we'll be able to look at that. But all right, guys, we'll be back online in about an hour or so. Just want to grab some food and stuff like that. But alrighty, see you later, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see ya later on.